Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. We're still continuing with our Brand Market and Flourish series, and today we are talking identifying your visual brand identity. So what we are talking about when it comes to this is basically your brand identity includes your logo, it includes your stationery, which is basically your business card, letterhead, email signature, and whatever else you might feel you need when it comes to your brand identity. And then we also look at any brand collateral, so documents, brand profile, all of those things, and including your website. So that's basically your brand identity. And the reason why it's so important for you to identify and put together a visual brand is because that's what the first thing people see when they come and they work with you. They identify you through your logo, your branding. That's what they see. So it's important to have a strong one, a professional one that conveys the message that you want people to basically hear from you. And if you go back to the first video that we put together from the series, that's basically the information that you had on there, the questions that you were asking yourself there. This is where they come in, because now you know the type of messaging that you have, what your brand stands for, what you want your clients to basically identify you as. That's where everything comes in. But now, when you're identifying a visual brand, we are including a little bit more extra stuff, your colors, your fonts, all of that. So that's what we'll be going through today. And the first thing that I always say is that you have to have a unique set of logos. So it's not enough for you to have one logo. You have to have different logos, same style but different sub logos. So when you're working with your graphic designer, they should be able to create a main logo for you and then sub logos, either one or two sub logos that you'll be able to use for different collateral. And the reason why I say this is because one main logo sometimes doesn't function the same way for different things and different platforms. So it's important for you to be able to have sub logos. Your main logo will be used for branding and all of that, but sub logos are great for you to use on social media, maybe even when you're doing pins and all of that. So it's so important for you to have sub logos. So sometimes your logo might want to stand on its own without your full name on it, just your icon. So you need to make sure whatever you're designing covers all of that. So you need to know what you actually need from your logo and how your logo needs to work for you. And then the next thing that you need to identify is your colors. So you have to have a color palette that resonates with your brand, that colors that you like, but also colors that will speak to your clients and be attracted to your brand. Your clients need to be attracted to your brand. So make sure whatever colors you are choosing speak to you, they speak to the industry, they speak to your clients, and basically convey the message that you want to convey. So I would never have gone for a green because I know that it's not what speaks to me, but it also doesn't speak to my clients. And I went for a pink, knowing very well what type of clients I wanted to attract, and I'm actually doing that. I'm attracting those clients that I wanted to attract. So I know it really, really worked. So be very mindful when you choose your colors. And also another important thing with colors is that don't have just one color, at least 3 colors that you'll be able to use differently, that you'll be able to use on different paper if you're printing. All of that is very, very important. So have 3 main colors that you work with, and that will basically be what people identify you as, and not just the green only or pink only. Just have 3 different colors that you'll be able to use across your full brand identity. And then the third part of brand identity that is very, very important is your fonts. If you look at your logo, whatever your graphic designer will put together, they'll have a fonts that they use. So make sure you ask them for those fonts. What fonts are you using? The font's name. If they can send you the files, also make sure you ask for them, because Your fonts need to be used across all your branding. Anything that you put out, your fonts need to be part of it. You will use your fonts for social media as well. Don't choose a new font that was not part of your brand identity, because it will confuse everything. And it's very, very important for you to be consistent. So make sure whatever fonts you get from your logo, the fonts you're going to use for your stationery, the fonts you're going to use for your social media templates, your newsletters, all of that, and especially for your website. So make sure you know them, you have them, and you are consistent in using them, so people don't get confused every other day. You're changing fonts all the time. So when it comes to branding, I also say it's also very important to have brand collateral. So your brand collateral could be different things. It could be a brand profile. It could be a services pack. It could be, so a services pack is basically a document that lists your services and how you work. I use one of those. So it could be social media templates. So you have to have all of those things put as part of your visual brand, because that's how you communicate to your clients. That's how you communicate online through your emailer. So designing all of those things is also very important, because you don't want to, every time you have to upload on social media, you're now going to redesign something different. So we do a lot of those where our clients will come to us for a logo, and then we offer logo, stationery, social media templates that we design for them, and then they just have to edit every now and again when they want to update their social media platform. So look at what you need, make a list of everything that you might need, and have it designed by that person who might be doing your logo, so everything is actually consistent. And if you're not using someone professional, then make sure whatever platform, either you're using Canva, is also the same style, same font, same color, and you just make sure that everything is consistent across the board, so nothing is confusing. Because when people come to you, your visual brand is your personality, and they don't want to see this today and another thing tomorrow. So very, very, very important. And then the last thing that I would say you need to put together as part of your visual brand is a professional website that you can do if you are able to manipulate WordPress. No issues there. But make sure also that when you're doing your website, your content is done correctly, the images you're using are professional, your services are listed in the right way. So when you put out your website, it's actually very professional. I think a lot of times as people who are starting businesses, we can't obviously afford all of that, but it's very important that if you do decide on having a website, you do it the right way, or just stay off having a website at all, because then it might just affect the messaging that you're trying to put across to your clients. So a website is very, very important because it attracts clients, and when people land on it, they don't want to find information that doesn't make sense, spelling errors, you don't want to find images that don't look clear, that don't showcase your work the right way. So if you do decide to have a website, make sure it's done professionally. Content is good, images are good, and also go back to your brand identity. Colors, very important that you stick to the same colors, you stick to the same fonts. Your logo is there the right way and all of that, because you don't want to be consistent on social media and then online on your websites things are just a mess. So make sure that is done correctly. Like I said, if you can't do it professionally the first time, then just stay off having a full-on website. You can look at doing either a landing page or you can look at doing a one-pager that is quick and concise and still does the work, instead of having a full-on business website that doesn't work for you. Instead, it will definitely hurt your brand. So always remember that. So that's where we'll close off today, talking about your visual brand. Just make sure if you are following the series, you watch all the videos correctly and go through the steps the right way, answer all the questions that we might list there as well, because it's very important for you to have this plan, especially if you're starting a new brand and you're asking yourself these questions. Make sure you're doing it the correct way. And again, if you do have any questions for me, please feel free to ask. If you are facing any challenges at the moment since starting your business, I'd also love to know that story and how we can obviously be able to assist you. Otherwise, yeah, until the next video, thank you so much for watching.